It's more often
So many
than not.
times.
With that, though, welcome back, everybody, to the Download Queue, episode 69. Nice. We have a weird layout today, as you can tell. There's special things happening this episode. We'll get to that in a bit. We are your weekly new favorite place for gaming news, reviews, discussion, whatever it is and whatever it may be. We do this shit on the fly. We don't know. As always, Kyle the Do, welcome back from your sunny, beautiful West Coast. How are you doing?
It's overcast today, but yes, doing great. It's really nice. It was like 80, 90, almost 95 a couple days ago. So I'll take the overcast for now. June. Well, it's not June yet. It's almost June.
Almost.
Gloom. Almost there. But yeah, doing good. Playing more games. Of course, Starfield released an update. So I haven't beat Expedition 33 because I'm back playing Starfield, like just like that. But yeah, doing good.
Good to hear. Have you finished off Doom at least? Have you got one?
Oh yeah,
done?
Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished it like that Sunday, I think, last week.
Nice. Yeah, me
Monday
too.
or
Same
Monday.
day.
Yes.
Also, this episode, joining us, you heard him a little bit there for the very first time from United We Nerd, Brian Saber. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you having me. I'm excited. I always love this time of year. It's a speculation time for before Summer Game Fest, and I'm just gonna tell you now. Some of my picks are going to be a little bit out there. Some of them picks are going to be kind of from up my butt. So I'm excited to be out here talk with you guys about a lot of fun gaming stuff.
That's what makes this fun. It's all wild hairs, and if something hits, you feel extra better about yourself.
Exactly.
Kyle, I also like that you also got in on the clothing designs here for Xbox time with your FanFest shirt.
Oh, on theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing they don't do anymore.
God, well, when the console's gone, Kyle.
Come on.
What? Come
on. Hey, don't be that way.
Before we get into it, Brian, new to the show.
Yes.
Doing your thing, United We Nerd. Who are you? What are you doing? Tell us about yourself.
As my name is Brian Saber. I am the host and creator of United We Nerd. United We Nerd is a very interesting COVID project because it is designed basically just like a bunch of nerds coming together, hanging out, just talking about the things that they love to do, or coming together playing video games. It spawned off of me and my friends used to really love just hanging out together, like couch co-op, doing all that kind of stuff. And of course, when COVID happened, we couldn't do that anymore. So I was like, man, this sucks because like we used to be hanging out multiple times a week to, not seeing each other for a while. So it's like, we need to remedy that. So United We Nerd came in. And so now every week here on Twitch, we talk about all the, most recent gaming news as well as entertainment as well. And then we have been doing a lot of Helldiver stuff. We've been Helldiving. We're trying to protect Super Earth for as much as we could. Failing a lot, but you know what? We keep trying.
Putting up the good fight still. Love to hear it.
It just hopped back into that new update. That it's been a while since I've played, like months. So the Illuminate's all new to me. All the city environments are new. It is awesome what that game is. We got to play at some point because if my PlayStation works, I played and then my PlayStation refused to connect to internet. So
the Illuminate's got to it.
Exactly. I was too good. Apparently, they're like, I came into the battle, I enlisted, and then they said, nah.
So it's very interesting because a few months ago they did release the Illuminate kind of in like I would call it like a dormant state, because compared to how they are now, it's like night and day different, like how they interact with you. Like it was a little tough back then, but like now that they've just like come in full force, it's even on like the lower difficulties, they're coming at you. Like we'd usually go to like Helldive like level 10, but like even at level 5, they're like beating us down, and it's chaotic, it's scary, but it's so much fun. So we have to Helldive. We have to do it.
Definitely. It's such a cool, the meta narrative with it too. It's like they sent scout force out first, and now they came back. And is that response to the community being like, yeah, they're not that hard, or is it planned? Who cares? Like, it's awesome.
Either way, we are paying the price.
Exactly. Either way, Super Earth has to be defended.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Super Earth could be defended on Xbox, but 'tis the times. The fact that's still not
Hey.
on over here.
Hey, you never know.
Never know.
You never know.
As mentioned, though, this is the download queue. We are live each and every Sunday, twitch.tv/Badlands Backlogs, covering all the latest. And this episode 69, nice, will be this year's official Xbox Games Showcase predictions 2 weeks early, which I kind of like. We're ahead of the leaks because this year, more than ever, I have seen next to nothing. Usually by now, I feel like a lot of stuff is floating around, fake or not, but this year's been very quiet. So getting ahead of that. And it's going into the wild times. Like next week is the calm before the storm. Switch 2 afterwards, Summer Game Fest afterwards, Showcase right after. Like that week is going to be absolutely bonkers, and trying to manage and plan anything around that week will be a nightmare. So getting ahead of it now, I enjoy. I like it. Following on from last year's event with me and Kyle, same format. I liked how it worked out. I liked the variation of stuff. This year, we've each brought together, hopefully more than 2 just in case, safe predictions. Doesn't have to be necessarily safe, but stuff that's easier to kind of guess, see coming down the pipeline. 3 hype train predictions. A little more off the wall. A little more, pleasantly surprised if it does happen. And then each of us come in with one final huge, holy shit, was not expecting that type of announcement to cap off the show. Probably go a little longer today with how much stuff there is, and if we have any extra stuff we don't actually get to in the list as our backups to discuss. We're starting off. Nope. You want, Brian, you want to kick us off with your first safe prediction?
Oh, I mean, if you want it,
knock us out. Set up.
Should I just go
start
with
scene.
one?
Let's do one. Go back and go kind of round robinish.
Okay.
Set the scene.
So,
paint this picture for us.
So before we were going live, I was mentioning, like, I think likely, like you were kind of saying, is the hardest to pick off because we haven't heard a lot, at least a lot of rumors or leaks coming out of Xbox. At least as far as like software side goes, because I believe yesterday there was more reporting about possibility of like the new-ish console that they're thinking of making, or at least down the line. But I thought about long and hard. And before I say this, I just want to confirm: have they confirmed what their direct is what the like post presentation direct is going to be this year?
Yeah, it is Outer Worlds 2 this year.
Okay, well, I'm going to scratch that one off the list. Okay, so I'm going to modify this then. I think we are going to get an in-depth trailer of Fable. Like, we're going to get gameplay. We're going to get the overall feeling of Fable, because I feel like the past few years we've only gotten like little cinematic trailers, maybe just a little like glimpse of like what's in store for Fable. But I think this year is the year they're gonna lay it all on the tables. Like, this is what we've been doing for the past 4 to 5 years, however on the first teaser was for the new Fable. So that's my first pick.
I like that one. I think that is a good safe one. I think it's likely as well.
Mm-hmm.
Since it got delayed, I could see the trailer you described in the showcase. And then when we get developer direct in January, February, I could see Fable being a huge part of that at that point. So I hope we see it.
Me too.
That was the thing when we talked about it, where it was hard because it could be this showcase, it could be the January direct, it could be the bonus thing for next year's showcase. Like, there's so many places they could slot it. It just depends on when it's releasing, I guess.
Yeah, but I think that's why I feel like it's so imminent, because it feels like it can happen at any time now. Like, it's gestated long enough to where they have to like be ready to put it in the chamber and just like let it go fly. So hopefully that's going to be soon, because I mean, shoot, I need to see some more Fable, dude. I'm excited. That's like one of the games I'm waiting for them.
Do you think, because we kind of talked about it in Discord before, if it is at this showcase, do you get the PlayStation logo at the end of that trailer?
I don't know. I feel like Fable, even though it's been a dormant franchise for them, I feel like it's a big enough deal to where they would want to keep it to themselves just for a little while, and then maybe do an Indiana Jones thing later, where it's like, oh yeah, we're also going to be pushing it to PS5 later. But as far as in their presentation, I think we don't see a PlayStation logo.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think Fable will be, because so far I don't think an Xbox Studios game has been day and date on another platform outside of PC. Bethesda and Activision titles, Blizzard, sure, but those are different, right? So I think Xbox will, like I said for a long time ago, I think it's any Xbox Studio game will be on a delayed thing, a year maybe plus more, and then eventually, sure, whatever, enjoy the old Gears of War. I'm gonna play the new one that's coming out, and you can play it on Game Pass too, or you can wait till next year. I'm fine either way, it works. So yeah, I hope they like solidify that messaging. We'll see, but that's kind of what I could see them doing, what you described there.
I mean, they could even do a thing where right after it releases, depending on if they release it in the spring or the fall, whichever presentate or whichever big gaming event comes up right after that, it could be like, oh, hey, hope you guys are enjoying Fable. By the way, PlayStation players, get ready, because in 5 months you'll be able to play it too, or something like that. You know?
Yeah, I see them doing that, and it's just, hey, will that be Xbox Studio titles? To me, they haven't been clear on that, so we'll see. We'll see.
Which
Makes
is
sense.
exactly what we were talking about last year as far as messaging in general. Like it's again case by case thing, but that there needs to be some sort of fine line drawn now where it's not a constant question that is overshadowing the actual trailer, overshadowing the actual game, because it is so much of, oh, we'll just play it in whatever. I'll play it in 5-6 months. I'll play it next year. Like that takes away, I feel, from too much of the conversation around the actual game and development. That needs this year needs to be the year that's ironed out. Kyle,
Yeah.
take us to your mind, your journey.
Yeah. This is shouldn't be a surprise to you, my friend, but I think for sure we will see a trailer for the next Starfield DLC, whatever that's going to be. I personally hope it is at least the same scope as Shattered Space, having Starfield and then a year later having your next DLC. That'd be awesome. We'll see. After that, I do think they're going to lean on creations from the community and the occasional update mission. Like they added the Doom armor skin, and that's a Bethesda thing that they helped make. But it's not a crazy quest line. It's pretty straightforward and cool. So we'll get those updates. But the most recent update from this community member, the Watchtower mod that they made, is insane. The opening mission, what they're adding, you can add fleets into your space battles now, and then you can call an orbital missile drop from space into the planet onto the planet. These systems that are just made by modders using the base tool set of Starfield, I think that is what Bethesda really had in mind with Starfield. So they're going to move on from that. I'm getting stuck on it, sorry. But we'll get a nice trailer, hopefully same scope as Shattered Space, and then they probably will have messaging that of what creations are and where they're going with that.
Do you have anything for what the next DLC will be? Because there's been rumors about it being multiplayer stuff. There's been a bunch of stuff. Do you think it's a full-blown expansion, more honed in like Shattered Space was, or?
I think I saw one rumor that it was Starborn specific, which if it then is multiplayer stuff, spoilers, like that would make sense how you get other people into your quote universe, right? That seems really crazy. as cool as that would be, I don't also see how that fits within the world of Starfield outside of just fun like community stuff. Like, hey, we're playing the same world and we're messing around. Like, that's cool. But no, I think it'll be a story-based DLC, adding more stuff to probably creations, ship stuff. I said post Shattered Space, or even pre-Shattered Space, I wanted them to do a Fallout 4 style Wasteland workshop, automaton stuff where you're able to build your own automaton creation and have them as your companion. Like, I want that to be expanded upon in Starfield. They're doing that in creations though. Modders are adding new ship paths and new outpost parts. So again, I think this is just what Starfield is. So we'll see. I can hope, like I said, I don't know what fully it's going to be. I just hope it's the same scope and size of Shattered Space, at least up there. You know, I don't expect it to be bigger.
Fair enough. Brian, you get another Starfield at all? You exploring the space cosmos still?
I tried Starfield when it came out, and for whatever reason, it couldn't stick to me at the time. Now I know that they've updated it a lot since then and had the DLC to come out. So maybe after I'm done with Indiana Jones, like I should try doing an actual really good effort because I need to be a space pirate. That is my one goal. If I step back into Starfield, it's like I'm going full blown space pirate.
Yeah, and do that. You just it's cool because it's like here's everything, but if you pinpoint on something, you can go for a long time, and then all of a sudden hey, now I can do this and this and this and this. It's a very beautiful, very slow build of a game. But the space pirate stuff is so fun. Just going, I may pick up my contracts to go find this vessel over here with freighter and gear. Then you go, and you go target the engines, to target the grav drive so they can't go away. Then you board it. Then you're like hopping on the ship, stealing the stuff. Very fun. Takes a while to get there, though.
That's what I've heard. But I feel like if you're able to do all that stuff, I feel like it's worth it. Like make the effort to grind to get to that point.
Todd Howard said, the more time you put in, the more you get out of it. And that is very true after 14-ish days across 3 characters. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a sicko.
My first one.
What about you? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I said before we started that some of mine are Xbox adjacent. Brian, you're unaware, but I'm the crazy person. Showcase season comes around. I'm back. I'm watching old showcases. I go back to like 2005. I love this shit. I like the hype.
Wow.
I like.
Okay.
It's a fun thing to watch back and like, oh, here's a trailer for Halo 5, and that part of the game's not in the game. You could see where they branched it off to make the slice, but it's fun seeing. I went back and I was in around the 2017, 2018 range this past week, and a game was announced that I feel they enjoyed their partnership with Microsoft. I feel they enjoyed their marketing with Microsoft. My first guess is that the new game, next project from Studio MDHR, the Cuphead team, will be unveiled at the showcases here. It has been a little while. I think Miss Chalice DLC was at what, like 3 years now at this point ago? Like, it's time. I don't know if the next I don't know if the next project will be as stylized as Cuphead and something they can turn around faster. But I can see at least the next idea get an official trailer unveiling this year. If not, I can see it being a summer.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Now let me ask you this: you mentioned you don't know if it's going to be the same style. If you had to throw a ball into a dark room and land on a target, what do you think they would go drastically different, or would they just like kind of change it up a little bit, make it like, how would you think that they would design this game? Or like, what would you expect it to be?
God, that's where I generally don't know. Because with them, like, first project again, and they were so open about it being a passion project, it's hard to even be like, do they do the same kind of side-scrolling thing? Do they do kind of a 2.5D side-scrolling thing? I don't know if they would make the full jump to a 3D adventure or 3D platformer type thing, which would be sick. Give me that art style with 3D platformer, I would take it. But, or if they just go completely different. Do they switch out? We're doing different art style now. We're doing whatever. I don't know. It's so hard that like
Uh-huh.
you can throw as
Yeah.
many balls at Dark Hall as you want, but like which one's gonna actually come like hit? It's hard with them.
I was just thinking how cool would it be if like they committed to every game they make is like the next decade of animation, so each game is just progressively going forward in time with animation. So like they have the squash and stretch, and then they start getting into more of like the 50s era animation, like so on and so forth through the games. That'd be a very big commitment, but I trust that they would be able to do it.
Cool. That's like a dream wish. Like that would be dope, but
Yeah, I'd imagine they're doing something stylized still, because if I'm remembering, it was the backgrounds were all like hand watercolored and such, and like that obviously adds so much life to it and intention and love to it, and you feel that, and it's just a really cool thing. Now they have a TV show on Netflix too from the world as well, so obviously they got stuff behind it. Will it still be Cuphead? I could see them still going with that based on like the property, the IP has legs now. So is it a Cuphead 2 or just an expansion of it? That wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I do think the art will be a standout for sure. Kind of has to be. That's a good call out. I like that prediction.
That's a very good pick.
I'm proud of mine this year. Last year I was going for like wins kind of. This year I'm like, fuck it. I want fun. Excite me.
Hey, sometimes that's the best way to go.
Right?
um,
Brian, back to you.
I
Your
get-
second safe prediction for this year's showcase.
you kind of inspired me a little bit. It might be a very safe pick, but I'm going to go with my gut just because I believe in it and I just want it in general. So for the past few years, for Xbox's presentations, they've shown off a game called Mecha Break. People don't know what Mecha Break is. It is a online, fast-paced mech fighter that at the end of last year they just had an open beta for. Really fun. I was playing the open beta and I was just kind of playing around the game, and it felt like the game was very close to being done. So that's why I think this year they're going to show off another trailer that's going to have the official release date for Mecha Break. And I don't know how daring I want to be, because I feel like I want to say it will be like a release today kind of announcement, just based off of my gut. So you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to say Mecha Break is going to be released day of presentation. I feel like it's ready. I feel like they're ready to go. The gameplay was solid. The servers were really good for open beta, especially like stressed out to the maximum. Anybody who is interested in mech fighting games, whether it be Gundam or Armored Core, or actually if you're very into Zone of the Enders, this is a very like Zone of the Enders feeling kind of game. So yeah, I'm a mech freak, so I'll just be very happy this came out in a few weeks.
I'll say
Very
that
cool.
was the very like Gundam looking one last year, right? Like color schemes across the board. It was trying to capture that.
I'm a very bad fan, but they do actually have mech designers that worked on Gundam and Evangelion working on this game. So there's a very subtle callbacks to a lot of different mech properties from anime over the years in this game.
Dope.
So
Cool.
there was love and detail into it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Xbox Wire post from last year for it says it's coming out 2025. Beta was later in August or later that year. So yeah, I mean, 2025, that's their date. I mean, I would love to see at least another beta to get in on it, but they have the library to totally be like, it's here today and it's a multiplayer game and Game Pass. Have fun.
Exactly. And even though I think they said it was going to be a free to play as well, I don't think it was going to be a paid for.
That's even
No,
better.
it's
At least from what I remember. I could be totally wrong.
I had it, my browser wouldn't load, so no, I think it did say somewhere it's free to everyone in 2025. So
yeah, that is my pick.
nice. Yeah, of it. There it is. I like it. I'm gonna go with my safe one. Keeping it pretty. This one's straightforward. We're gonna get a trailer date for State of Decay 3, and it will come out by the end of 2025. I think that's another one that's ready to go. It's when you start thinking about what's already coming out, what could come out this year, there's not really something in their catalog like State of Decay, so it fits honestly anywhere in the rest of this year for me. And yeah, I want to see more of it. I hope. Yeah, that's it. Not much to say on this one.
It feels about right.
It's time.
They've shown enough multiple times.
Yeah, it's been. I'm trying to find. It was what 2021, 2022. The first like teaser for it was like it's time.
This is the COVID era stuff, yeah. And then last year they had just a trailer and such. So time.
Good.
I want to actually like get into it. I couldn't get into the second one, you know.
Let's see.
Was it just like tonally different?
No, I think just the system, like it was just like kind of obtuse in a weird way for me at the time, and not having played a ton of games, like just getting more and more, learning more about how games work and systems as a whole, right? I was just like, this is too much. I like the zombie stuff. I like the idea of it. Also, I was really into The Walking Dead, and I was coming out of that getting fatigued. So I think as a whole, that genre just missed me, but the idea of it is super cool.
And that too, we talked about it too. State of Decay 2 at launch was kind of rough. And it did we have long coattails of like 30 plus updates over the years to make it kind of where it's at now. Oh. Let's see. I got three on my short list here. Do I want to keep it fun or go basic and simple? I'm going last year in May, we got kind of a surprise announcement from Activision. They formed a new studio, Elsewhere Entertainment. We get a trailer of sorts. If it's for the actual project, I don't know. But I think we get a tease as a way of, hey, this is what we're working on, come work for us type thing. Very basic. We're getting a project name at most, but kind of a set piece tonally of what they're actually working on the past year. Because even with it being a new thing a year ago, there was ideas cooking of who started the studio, of what they wanted to go and why they wanted to form this. So they have some basis, I would imagine. And keep sticking on the hype of, look at all these studios and games we now have at Xbox. Keep that going, because a lot of these are going to start hitting this year now. It's time to start getting up and building hype for the ones after of what we know.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good one, because I feel like a lot of like Xbox's like internal studios have been making like their claim to fame in the past few years, of especially like announcing newer projects. So I think since we've finally kind of, I feel like we settled into the Activision being a part of the Xbox ecosystem, it makes sense that their studios start kind of showing what they got, and especially ones like Elsewhere Entertainment showing is what they've only been around for a few years, right?
Elsewhere, May of last year was the official announcement. So it's
like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. It makes sense. I believe in it.
That's what I'm saying. They have, in their official thing, Elsewhere consists of a collection of storytelling experts from teams that worked on The Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, The Division, and Far Cry. So that's what I mean. Like, you don't start a studio with nothing in the future to go after. Like, there was key ideas there, I feel, that they were starting on before it even was officially announced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking at their online and the jobs that you can apply for Elsewhere right now. It's a lot of senior and mid to upper level stuff, so they're still definitely in that regard, like getting people to be in charge of their little sectors and whatnot. So yeah, a tonal piece to be like, hey, this is we're working on quote perfect dark like they did years ago, so you knew that's what that studio was doing, right? That's if Elsewhere shows up, that's all we're getting. That would be a crazy announcement to me. Be awesome to see what, if anything, what they're doing.
I'll take it again.
It was like a King Kong game.
God, gross. It's just a remake of Peter Jackson's King Kong on 360.
Yeah, but with modern day, I mean, come on, it'd be awesome.
I mean, it'd be better than what we got 2 years ago.
Put Jack Black in there.
He's everywhere. Might as well.
Exactly.
Which brings us into our next section. 3 hype train goddamn predictions. Getting a little more spicy, getting a little more wild with them.
Okay. My first hype pick. I feel like it's time. We've been teased about it for so long. We know that it's pretty much coming to everything at this point.
Banjo 3.
But I don't play with me like that. But I honestly believe this year is the year that we finally see IO Interactive's 007 in more detail. Maybe not complete. Like I would consider half cinematic, half kind of like gameplay spliced. But I feel like it's been a while because they both got announced that they were being made at the same time as Indiana Jones. And Indiana Jones is out now. So I feel like now it's 007's turn to take the spotlight.
I like it. I agree it's been enough. And I think with the tease for it at the Switch 2 showcase this year, that is farther along than we were probably expecting. I could almost see that being like a spring next year release as well.
Right. I don't even need like a release date. I just need to see that the game exists. Like some kind of proof that they've been doing something with it. And the Switch 2 announcement was kind of giving me more confidence in this pick, just because if they can announce for a new SKU already, they have to be at least far enough along in the project to start working on like Switch 2 version of that game as well. So fingers crossed. I hope IO gives us something good this year.
Yeah, they're not hiring, so they're probably almost done. I'm like looking up there.
Kyle's out here looking for jobs.
But yeah, it's getting close to that, right? No, the only thing with that is like James Bond being so big. Jeff Keighley, come on. He's like, come on. So that's the only thing is like Summer Games Fest. I can see them getting it. I do think for sure we will see more of the game somewhere this summer.
I would say if it does show up at Xboxes, I would almost say for sure that they got a Game Pass deal on it for Xbox. Like that's the reason it would be there instead of Summer Game Fest.
I mean,
or
they have the Hitman collection.
They got the
on Game Pass.
Relationships
so
there.
They already have that working relationship with IO.
Yeah, they also could have had this in the book a while ago, right? They're like, hey, you're doing this, we'll help fund it if we can make this agreement. So I don't know. I like how we're talking our way into it.
Right. This is the time, Kyle, where I piss you off and say the only 007 I've seen was the last one that came out with Rami Malek.
Oh, I
really?
Yeah, I think I've seen the first 2 because I wanted to watch them all, and then I stopped because I just stopped watching movies. So
No.
Not even surprising though.
I'm bad with
I grew
movies.
I grew up with a dad that loved 007, so I had no choice. I was indoctrinated into 007.
That'll do it. Yeah, see, no one in my life was that into it, so.
Yeah. I'm bad with movies over here, Brian. Star Wars, my first one was episode 7. I just watched 3 for the first time this past like 2 weeks ago. Like I am so
Oh.
behind on old movies.
I love that
You
your
going-
first time was in theater. Yeah.
It wasn't
Oh.
theaters, it was just years late.
I mean, you still got the experience though. So
Yeah.
you didn't miss out on anything. So that's perfect.
It's good. It worked out in the end.
And this guy also just bought Grand Theft Auto for 360. Grand Theft Auto 5. He has not played it yet.
I haven't.
I'm trying to convince
360.
him. I'm trying to convince him to play Grand Theft Auto 5 for the first time in 2025 on 360.
The commitment.
It's a good bit.
Good. You're not gonna play it though.
It's here. It's back there somewhere.
It's on the backlog.
Yeah. Kyle, tee us off.
Hypes. Yes. Well, we're gonna get a nice cinematic trailer. We're not gonna know who this is from. It's just gonna open up on a dark street as the camera pans up. We're gonna see ray tracing on these puddles and reflections on this dark alley. It's rainy. Boots trampling through this alley. I'm losing the plot of this trailer. We're getting a Splinter Cell reboot, baby. At some point, you're gonna get those eyes, and we're like, holy shit! And this is gonna be a la God of War 2016. This is a reboot sequel type thing with Michael Ironside coming back to voice it as passing the torch. Moving on from Sam Fisher, we're gonna get some new person, whether it's related, whether it's a whole new agent, but Michael Ironside's up there in age. He's voicing for the Netflix show. Right there, you got to do it. I think that's the type of reboot you want.
Do you think Ubisoft would be that desperate that they would hand off the Splinter Cell announcement to Xbox?
Where else would they do it? Their showcases, I think, have hurt them more than anything, and I think
They've been garbage the past few years.
Yeah, I think Xbox and Splinter Cell feel so synonymous, and I think Ubisoft is in the position where they need to. I mean, Avatar's Pandora didn't. Like, come on, Star Wars is just middling for them, right? They need something. Xbox is ready. Splinter Cell's been waiting. Yeah, I think partnership there would be totally fine. I think Ubisoft needs it.
Have they announced a forward this year? Are they even doing a showcase this year?
They have nothing announced.
Damn.
If I'm remembering correctly.
They don't really have
anything except Far Cry that we are just assuming.
I mean, there was that news recently that they're thinking about making a Rayman game.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Guess.
I didn't miss that.
But how hype would it be if the trailer starts with the Xbox logo with the green X, and then it slowly just starts to morph into the 3 dots in the visor? That would be, you know what? You're actually pulling me towards your side. I think that'd be so sick for them to do that.
Yeah, and people want it. It's there, and I think there's something there with that IP. The only thing is Perfect Dark. Is Perfect Dark tonally like in a similar world, like the spy espionage thing? And since it's an Xbox property, are they just saying bye to Splinter Cell and we're gonna do our Splinter Cell? That's my one concern. But damn, I want Sam Fisher. Like, I want those goggles. I want just that world again. I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think they care at this point. Like they're at the point now where they're so big. No, like not that, but like they care about the Perfect Dark crossing over because they're so big. Like eventually everything's going to be intruding on their steps. We talked about that looking at the release schedule for the next few years. Like stuff's going to overlap no matter what they do.
Yeah, and I think Perfect Dark felt more immersive sim, closer to Indiana Jones, visually at least, than I would imagine Splinter Cell would be a third-person tactical closer thing. So yeah, different games, different games. Yeah, that'd be hype for me.
And who knows? Maybe the new Perfect Dark is going to have a whole different thing going on for their reboot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we only got that vertical slice thing, which was just like cool action, but
game
can't really tell what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Here's to hoping.
A week or two ago, my friends, Ninja Theory posted a new image in studio. Screen was blurred out. They're looking at a TV screen, blurred out for obvious reasons. Very bright colors, though. Very not spooky, scary Project Mara things, I would imagine. I think Ninja Theory pulls an Obsidian from a few years back, where Obsidian had like 3 back-to-back announcements for games. I think this year we get the first official trailer for Project Mara, followed by a reveal trailer for the project afterwards, which God I hope is a new Enslaved, because I was getting vibes. But I think we had a back-to-back Ninja Theory reveal this year as far as projects.
Well, it's specifically
I don't hate it.
back. Not opposed.
It's good. Like I said, Obsidian, they had the one, it was like Avowed, Grounded, and then Outer Worlds DLC, like for one after another. Like, we're not done yet. Here's another trailer. Like, that was cool. Ninja Theory, pop off. Show me what else you're working on. Let us know what Project Mara is. We're a year after Hellblade 2. Get those wheels turning.
I think that's more plausible now just because they've been in the Xbox ecosystem for so long that they do have the benefit of being able to utilize, Xbox Studios for help. I mean, especially like what they've been able to do. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about Hellblade 2, but
I love it.
I adore it so much. And it was, I don't want to say perfect because nothing's perfect, but I felt like it was what it needed to be, regardless of how short it was. But to me, it was a proof that they're able to push themselves that far. And this is coming from somebody that used to not like Ninja Theory, because I'm a big Devil May Cry fan, and DMC was like a love-hate relationship with that game.
I love that game.
After it has its good points. Don't get me wrong, it has its good points, but tonally it was not the sauce for me. But after playing Hellblade, it flipped my whole mind around on Ninja Theory, and like you said, like I hope that they can show off as many projects as they can, because I want to see how far they can push the technology and what they could do for storytelling with their studio. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, I feel pretty similar to Hellblade 2. I love it. It's so good, and what it just shows games can be something more. And yeah, is it a tech demo? Sure, but like they also put a hell of a lot of effort into a tech demo, right? Like there's emotional shit in that game that got me, and like it's something I still think about daily, or not daily, but often, and reflect upon the experience that I went through. And yeah, knowing that they started a year after that project and all the research they put into it, I am so fascinated to see narratively what they're doing with Project Mara and where they take that, because I don't think it's going to be the same like gloomy, dready style of Senwa, and that is what it is, and that's cool. But I think they're going to go over something different while still hitting those heavy narrative, emotional beats that are rooted in like real trauma and just life. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And I just have to give them props for going that realm, because especially with actually like getting consultants for their Hellblade series, and I believe that they're going to just keep pushing that narrative forward more and more, and actually do a very good job of not perfectly, but like doing a good job at representing whatever subject matter they decide to do. And also just because I want to see more Unreal 5 presentations with them doing stuff, because those are so interesting. With the
photo mode, and it's so beautiful.
It's good. Brian, back your way.
Hopefully that's short.
So I have a few ones that I feel like are solid, and I have a goofy one in the chamber. So I'm going to do one of each. I'm going to start with the more realistic one first. I can't help but think that they've been quiet. They've been too quiet on this for a while. And I think it might be because they wanted to do a similar thing that they did with the last one. We are in the new golden age of fighting games. it would behoove me to think that Xbox would give up on arguably one of the greatest fighting games of the last generation and not bring that forward. I know you guys are laughing. I know you guys have talked about this before. But we have to be getting a new Killer Instinct. Because we've seen how well Street Fighter 6 has done. We've seen how well Tekken 8 has done, regardless of people not liking the 2.0 update. That's another whole topic. We're not going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at where it started from. We're getting we just got City of the Wolves. We're getting a new Virtua Fighter, which has been thought to be dead for forever. So having Killer Instinct being left out of that pool does not make sense. And that's why I think that they've been secretly playing this, and they're going to do the same thing they did last time, and it's going to be a surprise release.
Oh, God. You're welcome back on the show anytime.
I mean, so come on. I don't get into fighting games for a reason, man. We need to.
He's wearing a shirt.
We need to spread that mantra as far as we can, and Killer Instinct needs to be involved.
You even have a shirt for fighting games. That's amazing.
And I'll put on a caveat: they need to have Mick Gordon back to do music.
Please.
He did, as far as I can tell, he didn't do the music for Doom Dark Ages, right? What has he been doing?
Oh my God.
What has he been doing?
Wow.
God. I rest my case.
I love that that's back-to-back years of guesses on this show.
For a new Killer Instinct. Yeah, from two different people, too.
Two people.
Crazy.
Let's say, did you
And
see
not
my
one-
one from last year? Because I had it where it was a crossover with Xbox of like...
I did see that. Which they could still do.
I love that.
I mean, they did it last time. They threw in some, like we were talking about earlier, they threw in a few Xbox characters last time. Or at least a few rare. Well, no, they did have General Ram too, but and Arbiter.
Yep.
Needless to say, they've been very suspiciously quiet about this, where in the past they would just either have Phil or somebody come out and be like, oh, we'd like to do it, but we don't know if it's time yet. Well, I mean, buddy, I don't know, but fighting games is on a very good upkick right now. I think now is the time to do it.
And it too, timing wise, like
Damn.
Mortal Kombat 1's on its way out. They just announced a full edition, like no more updates on that. Tekken 8's on a weird downhill turn. Like Street Fighter's the one that's kicking still. Like it's a good time to squeeze in there when it's kind of quiet.
You're going to be able to play as Akuma and Monster Hunter in a little bit. That's Street Fighter's in a very interesting place, especially with our Overwatch. By the way, if you haven't seen their Overwatch,
oh my God,
collab, it is surprisingly on point. Like Capcom must have forced Blizzard to like do a good job on it.
They send over this stuff. They're like, do this. That's funny. I did see they had a bunch of stuff. That's cool. That's a good one. Yeah, you backed it up too with how much stuff is going on. The Mick Gordon thing is hilarious. It's like you're on to something. Something. I don't know what it is. You're on to something.
His music made Killer Instinct like it just gave it the special sauce that it needed. Like the gameplay changes itself, so we're like groundbreaking for Killer Instinct, but I feel like the music design for the overall Killer Instinct game was just so well done, like to the points where the music beats would go off of like your key changes for the menus and just like going with the action of the games. Like the third season, he left to go do Doom 2016. So, and the music was fine, but I mean, Mick Gordon just knows how to make it good. So,
been doing something.
Gotta come back and gotta do something, man. You gotta be doing something.
I'm all for it.
That's good.
Okay.
Whew. Kyle.
All right. I'm gonna go with this one. I think we'll have Xbox announce and show off and explain how they will be working in Steam and Epic integration into their systems, right? Much akin to how if you go on your Xbox right now and you tab over, you can see Game Pass, EA Play, your apps, and then subscriptions, and you could see Ubisoft Plus, GTA Plus. You're just going to have more libraries like that. I went on GeForce Now app. That they already do it exactly like that. And I think Microsoft is not trying to hide that. I could see that only being on the mobile PC side though. But I think they will talk about it. There's been there's been so many rumors about it and they're not hiding what they're doing, trying to be everywhere. Quote, rip the band-aid off. And then once people actually see how it works, I think they're going to be incredibly stoked. I don't think you're going to download a Steam game onto your Xbox. It'll just be cloud-based. I think that's how they'll do it on console, just like you can do right now. I was playing Division 2 on the cloud yesterday just to test it out. And I was like, you know what? This shit works. And like, I could see them doing that. So you'll be able to play your Steam and Epic games, and it will be through a cloud. So you're still pinging to the Steam server, the Epic server. So they're happy. Microsoft is like, cool, whatever. Thanks for using our Xbox on our platform, and such. I think it's hype because it's where they're going, and it's more messaging that's clear, and it's quote, pull the band-aid off so the loud people who think this is only a negative thing can get it out of the way. I don't think like I said, I pulled up the GeForce Now app on my phone. I have my Game Pass attached to it, my Steam attached to it, my Epic attached to it, and all those are in that library. I'm not paying for it, so I'm not streaming it. But if Xbox does that, damn, dude. And like I'm already we're gonna talk on a later episode about the cloud gaming and remote play stuff because I've been using more of it. It works, and I think they're gonna come out in a big way of it. And this is just a small part of it.
I mean, yeah, because we've been talking about it for so long, like in general for so long, because ever since that little inkling that they might be doing Steam stuff with their handheld and whatnot, it makes sense that if it's going to be cloud-based, have it everywhere, or at least do it like how they did with the cloud. They have the beta out first and like test everything and make sure it runs. So that way, when they're fully committed and ready to go, damn, it's there. Because you're right, their cloud. I feel like Xbox has arguably some of the best cloud gaming out there.
It's them and GeForce. I haven't used GeForce. Like you can pay for like better servers and better access to it, and I haven't done that, but locally hearing other people that it's them and GeForce is really, really good. And if they partner together to just merge the libraries, which I think they're doing, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Especially with Switch on the horizon and them working with NVIDIA. Come on.
Oh.
Well, I'm happy I have backups because that was the first snipe for me this show so far, Kyle. That was on my list.
Nice.
I might need to alter my holy shit a little bit based off of that one, but we're good. We're good.
Nice.
Kyle, for my next one, I'm gonna join you with your State of the K3 prediction of releases this year. Playground Games working on Fable. Old news. We know about that.
Okay.
But their second team will be unveiling Forza Horizon 6, launching September, October this year. Finally in Japan, as everyone has been wanting the past 3 games, because it's not happened yet. That's it. Nice, simple, but God, I would love it. Keep on the cadence of reveal trailer out this year. Have fun.
So do you think they would skip a motorsport?
We just got motorsport.
Did we get
last year?
I lose track of all the Forza announcements, dude. I did not realize that motorsport was out already.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, I think. Now at this point, right?
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Shows how much I pay attention to Forza.
Yeah. It is not. It is quote just a motorsport, right? They got back to the basics, so I think it's fair that this one went over your head.
Okay.
Still very good.
Yeah. No, yeah, that sounds actually pretty solid. Like, who wouldn't want to drive around the cities, like the cities and the prefectures of Japan, like ripping through like experiences. So, like, there's so much they could do with a place like Japan, with having both like urban and countryside courses. Especially with the popularity of just like all the different like music groups that are coming out of Japan now and being like actually worldwide, could be a part of this too. Like that would be a solid choice for like a destination for sure.
You get that
car culture too, I feel like, is so specific and different than like where they've been so far. So if they can lean into that, which I obviously hope they do and expect them to, yeah. But man, a location we want. I can't imagine them doing Fable and this though, because Fable was originally slotted for this year. So yeah,
Obsidian's doing it.
You're not wrong about that.
No, they've just been so open about their two studios, like their two teams working. They've been so open about it that I'm like, okay, I want it. And if Horizon for like is like a staple for these showcases, and it's been so long, like it's year 4 now since 5 came out. I'm ready.
They only have 2 job postings for the Forza team.
Give me that ray traced HDR Tokyo City skyline. God, nighttime driving, please.
Yeah, I don't think it's this year. I think that's crazy, but that'd be hype as hell. I do think 100% it is Japan, though. I think the rumors, and it's just such a one thing beautiful location, especially if you add seasons like they've done, and then yeah, the nighttime tracks, the dense city with the neon lights, you know, and then you go out to the country. It's cherry blossoms.
I would just want it to be a thing just so that we can get a whole bunch of TikTok memes with Tokyo Drift and just have Vin Diesel ripping through Forza Horizon.
This race is all about family.
All about fame.
They got to do another collab with them. Well, they got to have in the Tokyo Drift one where they drift in the spiral.
Yeah,
the parking lot thing. They got to have that little section,
or at least have an homage to it.
Yeah. No, I would love them to get more. They already do, but yeah, I think sometimes you can gloss over where you're at and the cultural stuff in the races, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just as a person, you got to be more invested in it. But it'd be cool if they can get more integration within that, as opposed to we're here and now things are just thematically this area. Could see them. I don't know. Now we're getting lost on this.
Okay. I said that I was going to go for the wacky, kind of only just for me, Man on a Hill pick for my third one. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit for everybody, a little bit for me.
I love it.
I feel like every year there has to be really cool Game Pass announcements, right? Like, not so much new games, but like games like, oh man, I can't believe it's on Game Pass now. That's so sick. And I was talking about before how Activision has kind of been, settled into the Xbox ecosystem. It's here now. We're starting to see a lot of their games, pop up on Game Pass. I think that this year they can go even further beyond and have a whole new library of old classic Activision games. Most notably for me, we will get to see Transformers War for Cybertron digged out of the trenches of Activision and put onto Game Pass where it belongs. Because, guys, I cannot tell you how disappointing it was where I found my disc copy of War for Cybertron, popped it into my Xbox, and had it tell me that I could not play it because the data is not on the server because Activision lost the data to War for Cybertron. So my hype train moment would get to see. It doesn't even have to be a big bold logo. I could just want a list of games and have it be a little tiny square. But as long as I see War for Cybertron in that list of Activision games coming to Game Pass, I will be a happy man.
I love that it's so specific, that one game.
Is too specific. That's why I said out of a bunch of Activision games. So it's like everybody else can have their picks from the past, but most specifically for me is War for Cybertron. Is a very good Transformers game that is so unfortunate no one can play it now.
Yeah, I hope they figure the licensing out for that, because I think people would be down for a new Transformers game, and I think a new take on that would be really cool. Open world, you jump into the car and then you jump out of the car and you're like, blah, 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 and you bet there's something there, right? So put these games on so people can play them like everyone's playing Battlefront 3. Get people into these games and make a new Transformers.
Do it. It's a no-brainer. Hasbro will love the money. Hasbro will love the Transformers money. Are you?
Did they try? Have they called Hasbro and said we can make money for you yet? Because that's all you need to do.
Well, because it was from a news report a few years ago, like, or at least when Activision was like, the deal was done, and that got brought up, and it was the Activision representative or something that said like, we would love to, we just don't know where it is. Like it got so lost in the like Activision archives, like nobody knows where the file with War for Cybertron is. And it's like Hasbro's like, we'd love to do it, but Activision doesn't know where it is. And it's like, okay, well, find it. Phil Spencer, go find it, please.
He's like, oh yeah, I have this. We're gonna hold on to it though. He's like, wait till the summer. We have a showcase. Yeah, here's a hope. And at least I do. Hopefully, at least some of the back catalog starts coming out. I know they just did their Retro Classics app. They put that on Game Pass, which is a bunch of old Activision games and other SNES Jesus games and such. But that's nothing really cool yet.
It's got to be time, right? Like that's been like the cloud hanging over the whole acquisition so far is. Since day one when it finalizes, where are the old games? Like you would imagine they're doing one big drop, like you said, instead of like drip feeding it out over time. But yeah,
just give me that Switch Direct, like Nintendo Direct of all of the other games they had no time to talk about, and just give me that whole giant like montage of Activision games coming to Game Pass. That's fine. I don't need it to be extravagant. I just need the information. I need the details. Exactly.
Hey, the FTC officially is done with that lawsuit, so I think now Microsoft can flex that catalog instead of being like, no, we don't, court, we don't have anything. Stop. Stop looking at us, court. Now they can flaunt it. All right. My next hype one. I've fallen in love with Expedition 33, Persona 3, turn-based games, and I want to play another one. I want to play one that has escaped me, a franchise I have only touched one game out of, and that's Final Fantasy 16 on PlayStation 5. But I want to play Final Fantasy 7 on Xbox, and I think they're going to make that announcement that both Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Final Fantasy 16 will be coming to Xbox. One of them will be out that day. I don't know which one. That is a choice, but I think they will 100% have a day drop of one of these games. Square Enix is like, yeah, please. We did not meet our metrics at all because it was only on a platform, and PC did great, but can you come on? Like, we have a great game in Final Fantasy 16. Everyone loves Ben Starr, and we did not make enough money on this. They've been so vocal about it. It's like, there's been a contract with PlayStation that they have to wait. I think that's up, and it is a big showcase moment. Final Fantasy 7 is coming to Switch too. Coming to Xbox, baby. It's inevitable.
It's like we have fun in games talking about the differences between the Series S and the Series X, but that is over. That is, we need to make money. Put it down on the table.
Yeah. So I almost expect this to be for sure.
It's so mind-boggling to me how 7 Remake isn't on it yet.
But coming to Switch 2.
It's PlayStation.
It's coming to Switch 2.
Yeah. And I think that, and then because it's on Switch too, it's like, okay, the deal's up. Xbox Showcase is right around the corner. Cool. Ben Starr is going to walk out on stage.
Please.
Please.
He's going to throw shade at Final Fantasy VII. You can play 16.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
7's not even half of 16. That's my Ben Starr.
It's only one. It's only 1/3.
You get 2/3 more of the game with me. There we go, Ben Starr. I just wrote your copy.
Kyle,
It'd
to
be the
stop.
perfect time.
Dope.
It would be the perfect time to announce like a definitive edition for 16, though.
Ooh, yeah.
All the DLC wrapped up into one. Maybe a little bit of extra bonuses added onto it.
Oh yeah, I could see now 16 having that later in summer, out on all platforms, definitive edition. Final Fantasy VII dropped the day of. There it is. Because when is it coming to Switch 2? I can look that up.
Not at launch, I don't
Okay.
think. But it is coming. It was more so a declaration that it is going to be there.
Oh yeah, TBD.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Either way, before the end of the year, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII on Xbox. Just like I'm playing Death Stranding on Xbox.
We got to stop sharing ideas because that is now 2 in a row that you've sniped for me. Except that was in one of my easy predictions. One of my easy predictions.
Yeah, I may not have had a third hype one, so
damn.
Might have had to come up with that one.
I want to go fun. I want to keep the fun for me theme going here that Brian started. This almost was my backup for our final section here, but I want to throw it in here because I would be ecstatic. A lot of moving parts here. Activision Blizzard deal finalized last year, shortly after Toys for Bob branched off into their own studio with very little given as far as what they're working on. We got some sort of image with purple background, Spyro-y themed background. I want to say they're following that up, following the hype and reveal of Crash Bandicoot 4, turning it up to 11. Their next project is, in fact, a spiritual successor to the original Spyro trilogy. But, this is where it gets wild. Instead of going to different Dragon Realms, they are keeping their partnership with Xbox going, and Spyro will be going to Spyro Worlds. You'll be revisiting Crash Bandicoot. You'll be visiting Blinks the Time Sweeper. You'll be visiting Banjo-Kazooie in sort of a whole hodgepodge celebration a la Astrobot-esque type themes, visiting these other worlds as Spyro. Coming out sometime. I have no good idea. I just want
it. All right. I'm down for Spyro and Friends.
Exactly. Spyro and Friends. They're not under Xbox. They said they're going to work closely with them on the next game. They're working together. They want to keep a partnership going. Bring back the old IP. It gets people out of Phil's head of where's Banjo, where's Blinks memes. Get them all covered in one go.
You know, I was like so on board, and you mentioned Blinks, and I'm like, I don't know. Dude, like that would be insane if they were able to pull that off. Because Astrobot themselves, it felt like such like a out of the park kind of move to have so much different franchises kind of represented in there. And I know this one will be a little bit less than that just because it would be everything that Xbox owns technically, but geez, like what a way to like kick off like this new age of character platformers that Astrobot's kind of kicked into gear a little bit. I'm curious though if they would use it as like a launch pad for any other games if this actually happened.
Yeah, it would be either a launch pad or just sort of testing the waters of, do we just kind of keep doing party mashup things like this instead of focusing on one IP, have them just become kind of a group together now? But
Or shoot, they could just make Toys for Bob their platformer partner.
yeah. Like I said, this was my backup for the last section here, so it's wild. But God, I just want more platformers. Astrobot,
Hey,
perfect. Bring my boy Banjo back. I just want bring those games back in general.
I'm starting to like put Banjo into the category of Titanfall, where it's like one of those things where it's like, don't tell me anything until it's actually a thing, please. You've hurt me too many times over the years, but God, I would want that to exist so badly.
Kyle, you want a new Spyro?
Oh, it fills out the catalog, and that's what Toys of Bob do. So yeah, I remember playing. I don't think I've ever beaten a Spyro. I played it on the GameCube long time ago,
Ew.
right? Obviously, but don't be What do you mean? It had a handle. Like it's a
No,
you can take it everywhere, and it's a weapon. Like calm down, jeez. You want a game sphere, huh? Yeah. So I think something like that is really cool, and especially now with a daughter and such, like getting into games, having something more family friendly that I could throw on the TV instead of Doom would be great.
I like it. That would be my dream. That literally, I would be best year ever for me. But we move into our final category. Gloves off. Anything goes. Xbox comes in, kills the show with what?
Okay, so this one I have to modify a little bit, just because we were talking about Steam a little bit ago, so I've kind of modified it a little bit. So I imagine this: either whoever walks out on their studio set stage and they go, "All right, we know you've been hearing a lot about this recently. You know, we've kind of held it to our chest long enough. Here is our ideas for the Xbox handheld." And they go through just the idea of what it could be, what it could possibly do. But to add on to that, it's like, we know we're not even looking at Switch 2. Don't worry about that. It just came out. Don't look at it. It's fine. But we know that it'd be hard to give you guys an idea of what this handheld could do. So, as a little bit of a treat for you guys, we are going to have a beta for Steam Game Pass integration. You're going to be able to go on your Steam client, just like how it is right now with Ubisoft and EA. You can have your subscription. You can play all of your Game Pass games right on Steam. It's going to be right there, ready to go. All you have to do is log in your credentials. It'll be there, ready to go. And so you can get a little taste of what it would be like to have your Steam Xbox amalgamation there. Yeah, that's all I got.
It's funny how I never considered how it would go both ways, obviously. Because yeah, you could sign up for EA Play as a subscription on Steam right now and access EA Play titles through a subscription on Steam. So yeah, it's just a door they have to open. And if it goes one way, it makes a lot of sense to, especially when they're going the PC route. Because then yeah, my ROG, I don't have one, but a ROG Ally Steam account, boom. Instead of the workaround, people have to sideload Windows and whatnot. Boom, you're just native, baby.
And I didn't think about this until the second. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you also have EA as well. So you'd be able to double down on your Game Pass and your EA subscription on Steam as well.
Yeah,
you get a twofer.
with a Steam Deck, potentially, yeah, you have access to everything Xbox can do and put out. And it goes both ways. And if you have an Xbox, you can access your Steam library. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I hope they show off the handheld. I said last year, I was like, Sarabon's going to walk out and like, oh, one more thing, and pull out of her coat the handheld right there. It's like, it's been here the whole time. I think.
Yeah. No, go for it.
Oh yeah, so I want to see one. I want to see a dedicated handheld. Like I said earlier, like I've been using more cloud gaming remote play. I want to be able to download it because every now and then it drops. But if I can have just a dedicated thing that I can pick up and use quick resume, maybe like that'd be crazy. Man, it'd be really, really, really awesome. So cloud gaming's awesome, cool, but a dedicated thing that runs the stuff itself, that's what I want.
Again, for me, like we've talked about it enough, but like that the dedicated is the key point of I'm on board or this thing's garbage, I don't want it. Because where like Midwest, cloud gaming in my house does not work. I cannot cloud game off my own Xbox for longer than 5-10 minutes without it dropping consistently. Like that's such a city, we have major people here, stability thing. Like if it's not dedicated, that's just the only thing where I'm gonna be super hype or I'm gonna be super disappointed by this.
So that's why I kind of threw in a little bit of like we're gonna have the Steam side of things, so that way everybody can still kind of take advantage of what partnership would do.
Kyle,
I think you're muted.
Thank you. I can see them doing this as well with their operating system that they have. Like, I want to see them have a scalable OS that is consistent across your mobile app. Probably your console would be great, but that'd be a little hard. But if you're gonna also have this handheld device, I can see them having like, hey, Asus, ROG, whatever company wants to make one, you just license out the hard software, and it's going to be the same software that's going to be on their handheld eventually. But obviously, their handheld's made by them; it's more curated for that. But I can see the software being the exact same, no matter what you buy it on. Just like Windows, you buy a PC, you install that operating system, there it is. It's Windows. You're done. So I think that's what they're going to do with it, which is exciting.
Oh, for sure. And just to be able to have, even if you're like an Xbox player or you're a Steam player, just to be able to maximize your game library instantly, like even before like the actual like hardware that they want you to do it on with, just to like show you, like, look, if you're an Xbox player, look at all of this stuff that you could get your hands on right now. You don't have to wait.
Yeah, good selling point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's where I think another interesting thing they could do with it. I almost had this on mine at some point. Not even just the Steam integration, but sort of how with the box becoming less and less their focus, how your Xbox profile kind of exists on all these different places. Because yeah, you have the TV app, you just sign in like that, but how does that work with Steam? Is it just connected to the Steam account? With your Xbox games, you have to log into a Microsoft account on PlayStation. Is that just going to become kind of a overhead Xbox thing that you just sign into on PlayStation, like, or is it going to be you need to sign in each individual time? I could see them trying to make kind of a server side. This is your Game Pass account that you just use across all the devices, all the platforms, whatever it be.
Yeah, whole profile or not profile, achievement as well. Redo, like has been hinted at. That could also tie into this, like a whole. It's like redoing your whole profile instead of it just being your Xbox profile with your Microsoft attached to it. It's like, no, we're gonna curate it with this in mind. You're gonna be on other platforms. That's like real technical jargon that we're thinking about here. And such, but that could be part of this little refresh and stuff. But
the possibilities are endless.
Right. I would hope that whenever they do decide to announce the handheld and actually show off everything, I do hope they decide to do a whole UI change. That was the one thing that I know a lot of people were sad about when the Series X and S came out, is it was exactly the same as the one. They had modified it a little bit since then, but overall it's still roughly the same thing. So it would be very exciting if they were to show off like, hey, we're going into this new era of Xbox. Everything kind of seems like we're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just simplify everything so that way make it kind of like how it would be if you were to go on like Steam or like on a cloud service. You just have all the different categories right there, and then you can explore it more if you want to, but then just have like your library, store, Game Pass, whatever subscriptions you have, and then make it nice and clean.
Yeah. I was trying to write a prediction that is what you're talking about, is having like a scalable operating system UI that is consistent across mobile, handheld, and console, TV, PC as well. If you can open up any of those apps, if you can access the Xbox ecosystem in any of those avenues and it be the same, or at least scalable to whatever screen you're on, but look consistently the same, hell yeah. Do I need to see 12 apps across my home screen on my phone? No, but I can see the first 3 and it's just scaled down. That works. So I think, and then building that from the ground up, knowing that's what they're doing, yeah, that could be really cool. It's like Steam Big Picture mode. I think that's kind of where they're heading. Everyone has compared Xbox to Sega, but it's like, no, it's like Epic and Steam and Apple and Google that they're trying to be reminiscent of and be everywhere and multiple avenues to jump in on.
Good. Kyle, take us to your final prediction.
They're going to show off and launch their mobile store. They talked about it last year and said, in July, we are launching a mobile store dedicated. And it never happened because of the Epic and Apple lawsuit. But you right now can go on your iPhone and download Fortnite and play Fortnite natively on the iPhone again, because they finally got through that lawsuit. So now I think potentially they can have this lined up. They have Microsoft apps like Solitaire. They also have Candy Crush they own, King and all that stuff. They talked about that's what they want to build to, and the way cloud gaming works on here. If I'm able to just scroll and buy Stardew Valley and then play it natively, that's crazy, but I think that's what they're trying to get to eventually. And I think with all the lawsuits happening, Apple and other companies have to force it open. Since Fortnite's on there now, I think Xbox has been ready to go with this, and I think they will. They did an update where you can buy games through the Xbox app. To play cloud game and remote play, you need to go on your browser, create a home page, or create a home screen icon of that browser for your app, and then it can work as functioning, right? It has to be browser based. I think Apple's being forced to not make that so obtuse. So I think we're going to get a dedicated singular Xbox app with a mobile store, with cloud gaming and remote play built in, and it's all going to be one hub. Right now I have to leave an app to get to another app, and that's silly. So I think I will see, but I think that'd be really cool if you could buy and pay everything through Xbox on the phone, and then be able to potentially buy not just mobile games, but like real games. Not, you know what I mean by real games. But they got Death Stranding on the App Store. If certain iPhones can play Death Stranding natively, cloud stuff, like that's what they're going for. So, but they said last July we'll have it, and they went radio silent.
Yeah, I said by like
I
end of
totally
the year
forgot about
last
that.
year, wasn't it?
It just kept moving. Yeah, like they with the way they described it in the last show, it sounded way bigger than what they've done so far.
There's
So not
Nowadays-
exciting, but
No, but I mean, like, it makes sense, right? Because over the years, like, it's been more and more clear that they want to try to make console games work on mobile platforms because they know that's where a big portion of the audience is. And like we see, like you said, Death Stranding, we've seen it for like multiple Ubisoft titles. We've seen it work, roughly for the past decade. They've been trying to push this, and now we're at the point where our phones can work just as well as a basic standard PC console setup. So yeah, I think that this is a very good possibility, especially now that Xbox kind of has that clear to go ahead and do it. And it would be it would actually kind of work with what we are assuming that they're going to be doing. And like with all the integration that they've been up to, where it's like you can play anywhere, it fits right into the model that they're trying to go for now.
Yeah, yeah. And I forgot to mention this too, but if you have Netflix, you can download games through like the App Store that you get. So
That's
like
right.
I have Civ 6 on my phone through Netflix. I have other like this game with an O, whatever. There's like games that came out on console first
With an O.
that are on this Netflix service that you just download through the App Store and you play through the phone. The Case of the Golden Idol, The Rise of the Golden Idol, those are games just you get through your Netflix subscription that are everywhere. So there's games that are on console and PCs that you can play.
You can play GTA San Andreas from Netflix.
So it's there. So I think Xbox is honestly positioned to really come out in a big way and like kind of shock people with like, oh, once Apple can't block it, oh my God, there's a lot you could do there. But yeah, Netflix is doing it. It's just, they're mobile games and some really good games and like games. It's so hard to to delineate without trying. I'm not trying to like talk shit of mobile games. I love mobile games. I have way too many mobile games.
It's both of yours really are. It's not my prediction, but it's been my thoughts the past like 2 years with everything going on. Of Xbox needs to display and show why you need to keep investing in their ecosystem. With the console gone, with cloud stuff and everything, like why still Game Pass is there. Obviously Game Pass is the major thing everyone points to, but like why still invest in Game Pass instead of waiting a year? Get out of here. Waiting a year for XYZ game to come to other platforms, sometimes running better, sometimes updated, sometimes with whatever it be. That distinction for me needs to happen sooner than later. Because the past few weeks, honestly, it's been talk in my house of, well, do I just get this on PlayStation now? Do I get this on PlayStation instead of Xbox? Like, I'm at the point where do I make the transition to that as my primary platform when I have both? But I don't know. It's I've said it last year too, the same thing. Like that needs to happen, I feel. And the cloud gaming, mobile gaming, handhelds, all that is a good step forward in that direction for your general audience.
Yeah, and especially with their campaign they've been doing recently, just trying to show the general audience is like, hey, it's so easy to get into our ecosystem. You don't need to buy anything else. All you need is a subscription, and you could use whatever you already have in your home, like your TV, your phone, laptop, PC, what have you. And especially now that it seems like there's nothing in their way anymore, it's like this feels like it has to be the year to implement all of this stuff that we've been talking about today.
I would rumors 2027 next console / handheld. So like I would imagine now, then you kind of get to sit in that and then build next year towards your console stuff in that point. But here's to hoping they tell us more messaging instead of, I just don't want the internet to be the internet again. Last year wasn't as bad, but when you're like, it's valid. I mean, your questions are valid. I know, Jacob, you're way more like a little more negative on the Xbox as a whole, but it's valid too, because I can't, especially with where you live, a lot of the services and stuff they're doing don't really matter and don't affect you to a day-to-day, or you can't take advantage of. So when a company does try to do everything for everyone, you alienate certain people because you can't get everyone. Like you just can't make everyone happy. So, but hey, big corporations.
Big corporations.
What is your unlikely big blow the walls off? You, I feel like, have something crazy.
I don't. And looking at it now, I'm like, my Toys for Bob thing should have been in this spot. Because looking at my actual one now, I'm like, it's not as good. But my last one, going back, you mentioned Phil talking about filling out the catalog, filling out spots that they are not present in as far as game wise. In that same breath, he's talked about studios being open with each other and exploring IPs. I think this year we get one, if not two, game announcements from established IPs, whether it be Halo, a Fallout, whatever it be, done by a studio that's not normally associated with them. Whether it's a Machine Games Halo, whether it's an Obsidian doing a Fallout New Vegas 2, whether it's Double Fine doing something with Blinks or Banjo. I think that other studios are going to be getting a shot at other IP in Xbox's overall catalog.
Okay. I mean, yeah, let's do it, because Xbox has been saying, like, hey, we're open to teaming up with people. Like, we are going to put our games wherever they want to be. So why not take that even further and give them to studios that they think they do something with? Like, well, was it like you're saying with Halo? It was like, yeah, let's see what somebody else can do with Halo. There has to be a studio out there that has an idea for the properties that either are, I wouldn't say being mismanaged, but like aren't living up to their potential they had, or stuff that they obviously just can't focus on at this moment. Like, yeah, let's do it. Like, come on, Xbox, like, stick up for what you believe in now. Like, you want to be everywhere. Let's get going. Let's get these people in here that want to do the games that you've been holding back for forever. Why not?
Yeah. And it helps in my mind too with development times with things, because we talked about with like Fallout TV series hit, and they're like, hey, we have this update for 78 or 76. Cool. Fallout 5 is not going to be ready for season 2, but who's to say a side Fallout project wouldn't be ready for Fallout season 2? Who's to say, instead of waiting 8-10 years for the next Halo as they rebrand as Halo Studios, have a smaller thing done, have a side story done, have an ODST type thing done by another studio, and it's not as far as a gap of seeing these franchises.
Yeah, I would love to see. It's all like, I just want to see Xbox invest in themselves, right? And like, you have a fan base that is also, you still have a fan base throughout all the stuff through the last year and last generations. You still have a fan base that loves your IP, and then you have a fan base that left you that remembers those IPs that they want to get in on that maybe are dormant. So yeah, where's like Lost Odyssey, Jade Empire? Is that one that people really old? There's like these dormant franchises, like Scalebound, bring that back. There's a lot of stuff that like is out there that people love, and it's like, yeah, if you Xbox is now feels like they're on a foundation, they're a little more secure. Now let your studios go, because as we've seen with games like Expedition 33 and other games that kind of come out of nowhere, and it's like, whoa, the studio just, you let them do what they want and like just have fun with it and make it, and damn, people love it. Like, don't get in the way. And I think Xbox, and I think Phil knows that. I think Phil gets that.
Yeah,
but of course, when you're in Microsoft, like, and again, Phil is CEO of Microsoft Gaming. He's not head of Xbox. Like, that is different. So it's just, bigger stuff. It's a little harder to do, but like, as long as they can just get the studios to do what they want, yeah, I want to see more stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Man. Like, I'm just like thinking about it in my head, because if Xbox can prove this year that they understand what they want their model to be going forward, I feel like that could be the possibility where we could be seeing so many more games, and like the quality of their games could be astronomical at that point. As long that's I think they've been suffering ever since the launch of the Xbox One because they couldn't find their identity. They had the big mishap at the launch of the Xbox One. Phil Spencer came involved, and he had to kind of like try to man the ship. But at the same time, everything was changing, like just in the industry in general. And then, then the Game Pass happened, and so on and so forth. But now everything kind of seems like Xbox is finding their footing on like what their mission is at this point. My hope is that the games start to really show like this is what Xbox was and this is what they can be again, as long as they have that idea in their brain of what Xbox is. So
100%.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, the last like Game Pass has been crazy this year. For games that they're making, from remakes like Oblivion to like what's that Avowed and South of Midnight, like that's their studios putting out banger games, and then they get Metaphor ReFantazio as part of Game Pass in a couple days. Like what? And there's a slew of other games that are in the service that, for me, I played more games this year. I have experienced more. I have fallen in love with more games, and I've grown because of these games. Like I just wouldn't have been able to play games like this. It's awesome, and the service is crazy. And yeah, if they can just keep proving that, hey, we have games too, awesome, but we also going to partner with some cool studios and put GTA 5 back on our service, so you can play GTA 5 now again. Because they just can. Like, I don't know. They have to hit it, and they haven't been able to, but this year they have, and if they can keep doing that, yeah, you're just going to prove why this can work, right? If you don't have the games, this won't work long term. So they can just support the studios, which this seems like they're doing. Like, man, I want more games like we've got, like South of Midnight. Like, Perfect Scope, in my opinion, didn't do more than it needed to, knows what it's tried to do, and perfect for what it was. Again, nothing's perfect, but
right. Because I think back to last year, and the big question last year is like, does Xbox have the games? Their presentation was, yes, we do have those games. Here they are coming. Here they are. And so now that we're in this year, they have proven that yes, those games have been coming out and they have been pretty good. So now the big question this year is like, what is Xbox plan? Is like, what is their launch looking like? Like, is it going to be an Xbox exclusive? Is it going to be going to PlayStation? Is it going here? Is it going there? That's the question they have to answer. And once they do, they're off to the races at this point. Like, Xbox can shoot for the moon. And that's why I kind of like all of our picks kind of feel very possible. And I feel like they're very, they can meld really well together. And that's why I'm hoping that, since we don't know a lot about what they're doing this year, is that the possibilities are endless. And that's something that I feel like we want to see from a thing like Xbox. Like, we want to see, like, we don't know what you're coming, so just give us like whatever you got, because it's probably going to be really cool, instead of coming into something and be like, well, let's see what, will Xbox have 2 games this year? That's how it was back then. So
yeah, well, I think it was 2 showcases ago was where they really found this format, and then they also started the developer direct. They have been consistent year over year the past 2-3 years, right? And that has helped. I think we now know expectations going in. We know what a showcase is for Xbox based on the last 2, and especially last year. This is going to be a banger again. Like, they have so much, and not even just first party. We saw Expedition 33 last year at Xbox Showcase. A game of the year contender for a lot of people right there. So what else is going to come that's not even just Xbox, but just other studios making dope games, because Xbox is highlighting those, and hey, it's in our Game Pass. Thanks.
Yeah, it's them breaking away, I feel, of how kind of corporate they used to be with games and releases, because it was the stretch there. This year's going to be Motorsport. Next year's going to be Horizon. Motorsport after that, Horizon. Halo every 3 years. Gears every 2-3 years, whatever it is. They kind of had, it was the meme of Xbox is the car game, Halo and Gears. And that was their showcases. But now it's oh, it's been 4 years since Horizon. Is it time? It's been Halo's doing whatever rebranding. It's what is Double Fine doing? It's so off track of what people got used to with them that now it is so many questions and so many surprises that people can get hyped about it again.
Right. Because, like you're saying, like back in the E3 days, it was like, okay, the Xbox presentation is coming on. We're going to get some cool announcements. And then, like, half an hour of them laying out whatever car is going to be in Forza this year and then talking about, oh, how cool is this car? It's a very cool car, and you're going to be able to drive it.
Is it
in
coming
Forza.
from the ceiling or the floor, or is it on stage? Which time this year?
It's going to rip a donut right in the middle of.
Everyone, get out of your seats, clear the space. We're going to do something.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, Xbox has not had an identity, but now that identity is becoming more clear, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully they just don't put their foot in their mouth. Because it just seems like they don't say enough, or they say the wrong thing, and the internet runs with it. And again, it's just internet's internet. But then for some reason, months later, that thing that got taken out of context is treated as fact. Like, I know we've mentioned, like, we're not clear on their messaging. With what you said, Brian, like, we're kind of all in the same boat. And I think we kind of understand Xbox messaging. Is it easy to describe? No, because it is convoluted. Is the world easy to describe? No, it's convoluted. I have to help my grandma figure out her iPad and phone so many times because it's just hard to log into your bank app. Like, why? What? The world's convoluted. So yeah, it's hard to explain what they're doing. It's something different, new for in gaming. But yeah, hey, as long as there's cool games and you're treating your developers right, that's what we want. But hey, probably we'll have more layoffs.
Probably have more layouts.
Sorry, I didn't need to say that there. You need to end on a downer. I apologize.
Well, before we end off here, do you guys have
Yeah.
any backup ones you want to share real fast? Quick, just
Let me look.
I can see OD having a Death Stranding just very first teaser style thing with some of their actors that are in the lead roles. Like they already know, like Hunter Schafer and someone else from the Dungeons and Dragons movie that I'm forgetting. So I can see them doing very early teaser, like when we first saw Baby. So that's it. But
yeah,
just as a hype moment, and especially since Kojima is working with Peele on this, I don't think he's doing the heavy lifting, right? I think this is 50-50, maybe more Jordan Peele getting into video games and helping Kojima get into movies. So
a perfect trade-off. Yeah,
exactly. Is it? I mean, it's after Death Stranding 2, and that's coming out. So we'll see.
I'm looking at my list. I didn't mention anything Gears related because I feel like that's a no-brainer. Like, we're going to be seeing either E-Day or the remaster collection. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
One that I kind of half believe, but it's more so just like wishful thinking, is that we get a re-reveal of Everwild. They dropped that so many years ago and it just kind of vanished in the thin air. But I feel with Rare nowadays, especially with what they've been doing with Sea of Thieves, they've been knocking it out of the park. And I feel they're in a good place to where I feel like Everwild could be a thing, hopefully, if they get enough support for it. But as far as we know, it hasn't. Like, reports say it's still there. Like, Phil Spencer's like, oh no, I've seen it. It's in a good place. It's just, needs to be worked on a little more. It's okay. Well, you showed us that one trailer. Like, what was it? 2-3 years ago at this point?
I think that was the second one.
Yeah,
I think the first
more.
one was like 18 or 19. Like, it's been a while. And then they had their rumors of restructuring the game, kind of starting over of what it actually is. I had this as one of my backups as well because we talked about it at the beginning of the year. Rare's Christmas card last year randomly was Everwild themed, just out of the blue.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Oh, okay, so it exists. The other thing with it that could either hinder it or push it forward is we just had Craig Duncan leave Rare to become the new head of Xbox Game Studios. So is losing a studio head at Rare gonna affect how fast things are going, or is it gonna kind of help push them up of, hey, I trust this team, we're ready type thing?
Or is
That's a good
he
point.
overseeing more Sea of Thieves as they kind of wind down intense production, right?
Yeah, Sea of
Oh.
Thieves is weird too, because they're killing
Yeah.
it, but they had their
Well,
thing
not killing it,
last
they're
year.
just slowing down production.
No,
Like,
I mean like killing what they're doing, but like they had their thing last year of here's our next 3 updates, and now since then it's kind of an update at a time, a couple weeks before it launches, like slowing down of how fast they're announcing stuff.
They're not as talkative as they used to be.
No, not
Like,
at all.
which means
update wise,
something.
they've been killing it update wise, but as far as like communication goes, they haven't been as communicative as they've been in the past, for sure.
Yeah. Which tells me something is on the horizon for them. Sea of Thieves.
The Forza Horizon.
Oh, the Forza Horizon. Forbidden West.
Yeah, I had that as one of my backups. My other one I didn't get to was Double Fine has to be here. Like it's been 4 years since Psychonauts 2. I don't think it's gonna be Kiln, the rumored project that was supposed to launch last year. I think that's completely blown out of proportion. What it is, something brand new IP. I don't see them following a Psychonauts 3, watching the documentary they did. That was such a task on the team, and everyone was very over it by the time it came out. With Game Pass backing and financial backing, it just lets Tim Schafer do whatever he wants to do. Like it's gonna be something weird that people aren't expecting. So that was my last one.
Yeah. Xbox is gonna buy someone, but you know,
But who?
Sega.
God.
I don't know.
I don't think
Oh,
they're buying
yes.
anyone, at least for a year.
I mean, Xbox has been doing wonders for Like a Dragon. Like, there's already a big enough fan base for like Yakuza Like a Dragon, but ever since they made that Game Pass partnership, oh man,
That's what got me into
they
it.
I mean, I know
went up
it's
another level.
it's Atlas, right? But they're under Sega.
They're
Like
under
I played
Sega.
Persona
Yeah.
because of it, so
Yeah.
the valid partnerships. So. Mostly joking, but I do expect at some point them to acquire another type of thing. I doubt it's as big as what they've been doing. But I think more companies are going to start struggling and come under our umbrella, which has its issues.
They bought Studio MDHR when they announced their new game. Bam, done. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. They still would let them put it everywhere too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
With that,
no.
no.
Oh, I was going to say no. I don't have anything else. I like our list though. But
Yeah.
good. If this is what we get, even just in the safe stuff, that's like solid stuff.
Kill Year. It was fun. This is again one of my favorite shows that podcasts do in general. People just being excited about stuff, letting their imagination run free. If you're watching / listening to the podcast on any of the streaming services, let us know what you want to see. It's time. We're 2 weeks away, baby. This time 2 weeks from now, we'll know. It'll be done. We'll be past the showcase. We'll have to have Brian join us week after, recover everything, see what we got right, just discuss everything that happens.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to.
Can't wait. As we sign off, Kyle, you got anything going on this week? Shameless plug, shameless self promotion.
Nothing's planned.
Damn. Okay.
It's been weeks. You know, life is life.
True. Brian, shameless self promotion for you over there. What do you got going on? Where can the people find you?
You could check us out, United We Nerd on Twitch. We stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Just come and hang out with us. We like to have some fun over there, whether it's just playing games or talking with us. And of course, United We Nerd pretty much every social media, but mostly Twitter, or not Twitter, X.
It's Twitter.
Instagram. It's okay, cool. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. You could find us there. Yeah, look at that. Come have some fun, especially with SGF coming around. We're going to be having a lot of conversations across the board.
Yeah, We can
Oh,
almost
for
do a whole
sure.
prediction showcase on Summer Game Fest, honestly.
I kind of forget that's coming.
For me,
Summer came really quick.
it's wild. I just posted, like, I looked at my calendar for June and it's just nonstop stuff. Like, baseball starting, we got huge events in town here. Like, my next weeks are just gone.
It's fair.
Bam. Yeah, we'll Badlands backlogs everywhere, as always, streaming, doing whatever. It's, again, with busy weeks, it's hard even getting a schedule down. But this episode, if you joined us live, we had a couple people revolving in and out. I saw. Thank you so much. We will be live. This will be uploaded, I should say, tomorrow, Monday morning. YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, all the good places you can find us. Drop Brian a follow, all the places. Thank you again. We'll have you back 2 weeks or so after the showcase. Let the dust settle.
Yeah.
Recover everything. This was fun. We'll catch you all next week. Happy gaming.